All right, everybody, welcome back to Bourbon Flights OKC. Eric is always with my co-host Jason. This is Season 2, Episode 19, which is insane that we're this far through Episode 2. I feel like we just started, or Season 2, feel like we just started this. This is the Barrell Bourbon Battle Single Barrel Pick versus Ice Wine Cask Finish. So we were out bourbon hunting the other day. I said, Jason, we need to go make some rounds. I need to pick up some stuff because we were going to a bottle share. I also all my bottles have like this much in it, so I need to start restocking the shelves. That's right. So we went and saw a bunch of our good folks down in Oklahoma City. We saw Jason at Modern, Jess at Expressway, Steve at Royal, and then we went up to the Wine Barrel to see our buddy Jance, and he was like, I got something for your podcast. And I was like, yeah? He's like, yeah, I think you're going to find this pretty interesting. So this barrel is a bourbon finished in Hungarian ice wine casks. Now, if you are like us and have never heard of Hungarian ice wine before, what is Hungarian ice wine? Hungarian ice wine is a sweet, concentrated wine made from grapes that have been frozen on the vine. The grapes are handpicked and pressed, leaving behind ice and concentrating the sugar and flavors. Pretty interesting. They talk about the regions here, which I'm not going to pronounce any of those. They're places in Hungary. But they talk about the production. Grapes are left on the vine until the temperature drops below 17 degrees Fahrenheit. They're hand-picked, pressed immediately. The resulting juice is highly concentrated because these grapes are frozen. The characteristics of this wine are sweet, notes of melon, honey, and almond, and they can have sugar levels up to 45%. Because, right, this is why if you are a smoothie person, I don't know if you're like a fruit smoothie guy at all, but they tell you to use frozen fruits as opposed to fresh fruits because when you freeze a fruit, it locks in the nutrients, where if you leave it out and you put it on a truck and it comes from, let's say, California, it loses some of its nutrients on the way to you. So, I mean, not that sugar is a nutrient, but it makes sense why it's so concentrated because the grape has been frozen. Yeah. And you're not losing that sugar during the crushing process. So this is also, if you go to breakingbourbon.com and look this up, this is one of 27 bottles that has a 4.5 or 5-star review on Breaking Bourbon, so that it's labeled right here as exceptional. So
and there's thousands of reviews on there.
They've pretty much reviewed everything.
Yeah.
So
it's very few things we've run into that they've not seen.
Yeah, it's pretty rare. I mean, the only time so this is a barrel pick from
they're not going to
pour. They're obviously not going to have that, but they have their own barrel pick on here. The difference though is theirs is 108.64 proof, and Dwayne's is 121.6. So it's a hot boy.
Yes.
But just when he brought that out and showed us and was like, "This is Hungarian ice wine," I was like, "That's super cool."
Yeah, I'd never heard
of it. Nope. And I mean, I've drank it and I really like it, so I'm glad that we could bring it to you.
Now, Jance did also mention that Barrell is going to be drastically reducing the number of offerings they're bringing and refocusing more on higher quality.
Their SKUs, I think, are dropping to 13, I think.
Dropping 213 from 47?
Yeah, they have a ton.
They have a ton of stuff.
So Bourbon Nomad 1 says, would the ice that gets included in the grapes dilute the sugar? That is a good point. I'm not sure. I wonder if they somehow separate the water from the ice out of what they're doing. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either because I'm sure when you press, you're going to generate heat and some of that is going to melt.
Yes. They don't really talk about that here at all.
God, you're ruining Christmas.
That's right. Ice wine is difficult to produce because it requires the right weather conditions and skilled winemakers.
Well, and the temperature was actually pretty low on that. What did they say it was at? It was 17 degrees. So that's a pretty hard freeze.
So this is ice wine is actually dessert wine.
Okay,
which is interesting.
I can see that.
There's some frozen grapes for you right there. Oh. I could go.
It's been so cold. My grapes are frozen.
That's right. I could go in to a whole thing here.
Couldn't resist.
So let's see. The grape must have been pressed before it dissolves because only the water content of the grape freezes. The sugar, the taste, and the aroma concentrates, the beverage will be sweeter than other wines with the same alcohol content. So it doesn't exactly answer your question, but again, that's
a good question.
That's what I found on the internet. Yeah, that is a great question. That's why I love doing this TikTok live thing, because people can interact with us. So great question, man. Give us a follow, give us a like.
Know.
Happy to have you there. Yeah, we have no idea. We know just enough to be dangerous. So in rare fashion, because one of these is much better than the others, we're going to start with the higher proof one first.
Yeah,
right?
and yes, and again, this is another one of those bottles that we opened last year and haven't had in a while. So hopefully this one got better as well.
Yep.
Color, very similar, very close.
Yep.
I believe the rice wine looks a little, or the rice wine.
So
this one looks a little darker to me. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera.
Yeah, it's a little darker. So I also heard somebody say, and I'm not going to mention who this was or where I heard it, but someone said, because Dwayne Poor came up. I mean, he's got a crazy bourbon collection. Somebody says, Dwayne Poor, I don't believe that man has a palate.
Yeah.
So he's got because he's got like everything. So many purple tops and stuff like that. Like Willet purple tops, he's got a ton of stuff.
You brought that up.
Yeah. We're not going to get into that.
We should at least give a warning.
Bourbon Nomad 1, are they both finished? No, this one is not finished. This is just a barrel pick of the single barrel, and this one is the ice wine is finished in the Hungarian ice wine casks. Do you want to bring it up?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Let's go.
So, we always talk about, we try to tell you guys about places that have good prices and places that have bad prices. One of the liquor stores we've been talking to for a long time and have mentioned, I went in the other day, and we had talked about why they had just recently bought it, and it was not doing well before when they bought it, and they're trying to revamp it. And I went in, and they said they were bringing the prices down to get more in line with market and to be fair. And they had a Willet purple top. They wanted $700 for it. When we went in to speak with Jance, he had them on the floor for $220, and he has multiple. So if you like Willet Purple Top, Wine Barrel on 164th and Rockwell, I'm not going to say who the liquor store was, but we're just not going to be.
Yeah, it's just crazy
mentioning them anymore.
The way people try to hype the.
Yeah, and from what we understand, this year's Willet Purple Top is not the same juice as all the other ones, and it is not as good.
They ran out of that juice. That juice is
done.
Gone. So like
it's
if
gone.
you have, and especially if you have like a gold top or a red top Willet, you can open it. By all means, it's yours. But just know you're never going to have that same juice ever again, because they stopped doing the red and the gold tops at Willet. Yeah. Anyway,
so
it's finally time to drink some bourbon. We're going to start with the single barrel, Poor Man's Pour, Dwayne Poor pick, and it is 121.6 proof, and it's aged 5 years. The review we have from Breaking Bourbon is completely different. It's a different pick, so it's probably not going to align. I'll just kind of go over the top here. This is a straight bourbon from Barrell Craft Spirits. The mash bill is undisclosed. And again, this is 5 year, 121.6 proof. And this particular single barrel that they picked had 144 bottles come out of it.
This bottle is available at the whiskey cabinet for $99.
Correct.
I think they still have some left. It smells. It smells okay. I get some ethanol on it, on the smell.
Man, it is hot.
Is it? Yeah.
That is hot. I mean, it's 121.6, so it's going to be hot. And like, I don't mind high proof stuff, but that's like, wow, that is warm.
Yeah, you definitely get some ethanol flavor with that too.
Yep, ethanol, very spicy.
Yep. Not a lot of the oak is not very strong in it.
No, good caramel on it.
Does have a good caramel.
Yeah.
It's not dry. I mean, it's not as dry as...
A lot of vanilla, too. A lot of vanilla.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, but man, that there's a lot of heat with that, too.
There is. And it's not just spice on the back of that.
I think
it's heat.
This might have been better served to sit a little bit longer. Maybe 8 years. That's
what's crazy. So this pick that they did on Breaking Bourbon, Dark Spirit Society, they did 14 years. That one.
And this, it's
too young. And I mean, look at that. I mean, you guys can't see this, but look at the color on there.
Oh, yeah.
It's way darker than that one. So, again, maybe it should have sat for a little while longer. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The flavors in there are good, but I think the heat on it just kind of takes away from it.
Yeah.
The smell is pretty good. I mean, it does have a little bit. You can tell with the ethanol's in there when you smell it.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's not bad.
It's better than last time I remember it.
Yeah.
But it's funny because our palate's evolved since then too. It's weird. It's almost like you get to a certain point and then you don't need the ice anymore. You don't. Out. Yeah, and you start getting a reference for the flavors.
That's okay.
It's okay.
I need to, but I'm going to cleanse my palate before we. Do you want some? Gut water? Or you want some of this?
Just pour some in there for me, if you would. $99 good? No, I mean, it's not bad. Thank you, sir. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't pay $99 for that. No way.
I mean, I'm glad I have it. Somebody will probably enjoy that if they're. I think if your thing is higher proof, then you'll like this one.
I'd say like I'm right in the middle. Like I think that's why I like bottled and bond so much.
Yeah, I like 100 to like 106, 108. That seems to be the sweet spot.
Yeah. And what's funny is like everybody said that this drink's a lot hotter. This next one we're gonna do, the ice wine cask finish.
I did not get that.
It was hot, but it wasn't like it wasn't anywhere near this 121, you know. So all right, moving on to the ice wine, which is again one of only 27 bottles that I've gotten a 4.5 or better on Breaking Bourbon. Hungarian ice wine, we kind of just described it, but it is basically made from frozen grapes. So this is Barrell Bourbon Cask Wine Finish Series Ice Wine Edition Numero Uno. This is a blend of straight bourbons finished in ice wine cask from Barrell Craft Spirits. This is sourced from undisclosed distilleries in Indiana. Wondered who that could be.
Yeah.
Kentucky, Tennessee, and Wyoming. This was just released.
Involved in it.
That's right. This was just released in September. The proof is 106.52. It sure is. And the age is 5 years. And what's interesting, per the back of the label, it's an undisclosed blend of 11 bourbons. Indiana, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11 years. Kentucky, 5 and 8. Tennessee, 9 and 15. Wyoming, 9.
That's a lot of whiskeys.
That's insane.
That master blender had to...
The mash bill is 71% corn, 24% rye, 4% malted barley, 1% wheat, which is just derived from the blend. And MSRP is $90. I paid $99 for this. So I did pretty good.
Yeah. Now, for those of you who don't know, Eric's favorite bourbon or favorite whiskey is Barrell Rye.
No. Get out. Get out.
I think it's like, but that in the Koval, are you absolutely hate it.
Yeah, the Koval.
The Koval I agree with. I didn't think the
Barrell Rye is not good. It's
I didn't think
bad.
It was horrible.
No, it's horrible.
I didn't think it was horrible. It could have been better. I've had much better, but
there's so much better rye, and I'm not a huge rye guy. But
smell. That's so sweet. You can smell how sweet that the grapes are.
I get a little chocolate on there. I get a little toffee.
I just get sweet.
Yeah.
But I quit eating sugar a year ago, so anything sweet really comes out for me.
God, I love how crisp that is.
So what's funny is we talk about, some of these other barrels and you can taste the oak that comes out. Mm-hmm. You can taste the wood from that barrel, but it doesn't seem like it's oak. I don't know.
I don't know what.
It's got a woody flavor, but it's not too much. But it's different from some of these other we've had where it's like, oh, Jesus, they just cut that tree down.
This article doesn't talk about how
they don't talk about the barrel?
No.
Yeah, I would be interested in the barrel on that. The crazy thing is you get a little bit of spice, but it is gone like that. Yeah. And it just leaves this wine aftertaste on the back.
For me, it's maybe because it's so concentrated and those grapes are grown, it's syrupy.
Yeah.
Syrupy.
Yeah, it does leave a little bit of oil on your tongue.
Yeah.
Which is fine because it's not too oily. But for me,
what's funny though is I don't get any grape.
I see the finish for me is like when you were a kid and you got those ridiculously small things of grape juice and it was the white grapes, and afterward are the green grapes. And then afterwards, the taste that leaves afterwards on the back of your tongue, there's a little bit of sour, but it's not.
I haven't had grape juice in a hot minute, so I couldn't.
We're gonna have to get some grape juice. I don't think Chris could put grapes in his Nosier bourbon.
No,
they would not last.
No, they wouldn't. Raisins maybe. So on the nose, baking chocolate, faint brown sugar, nutmeg, caramel, slight earthiness, which makes sense because it's grapes.
Yeah.
Strawberries and cream. Did not get that. Honeycomb, cantaloupe, ripe mixed melons.
Okay, mixed melons maybe, but I would say more of a honeydew melon as opposed to cantaloupe. Because
but see,
cantaloupe's so much stronger.
I don't get honeydew. I just get honey.
So for me, like cantaloupe has a stronger smell than a honeydew melon. And
you like cantaloupe?
I do. I
love cantaloupe. Do you like honeydew?
Have you not had the cantaloupe we grow in our backyard?
No.
Even my dad loves cantaloupe.
You holding out?
Oh man, my dad usually eats it. It is so much sweeter.
Do you like honeydew or cantaloupe better?
Cantaloupe, but
see, the problem with honeydew is like it's never the correct ripeness.
That's exactly it.
That's the hardest
It's
part.
almost like eating the white fleshy
rind?
part
Yeah.
just above the skin, that white part of a cantaloupe, and it's like, man, if this just had, and it. Have you ever had banana right off the tree when it's ripened on the tree? Completely different from the garbage we get at the store. Even when I was in the Army, we had a banana tree and an avocado tree, thank God. And the avocados were fantastic. But those bananas, they're so much sweeter than the bananas you get at the store.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a vine-ripe tomato. Huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, it's like fresh fruit from something that's been put in a truck and shipped around the world. On the palate, honey, syrup, peppercorn spice, orange, peach fizz, summer fruits, rice spice, velvety mouthfeel.
The rice spice is very minimal.
Peach fizz.
What is that? Isn't that a drink? I don't. Man, a little man. See, power suggestion.
I don't get peaches at all. I do get the spice, which it has white peppercorn in it. The rice spice, the honey, the syrup. But yeah, in summer fruits.
I think the grape is, you can taste the grape.
So on the finish, rice spice, mellowed oak, slight barrel char, leather, dry cinnamon stick, prickly ginger, faint honey, gentle lingering heat.
So go back to the oak. What did it say? The muted oak?
Slight barrel char, mellowed oak.
Okay, maybe that's what it is. Because I said you can taste the tannins, but
So
it's not like a strong oak.
I think
tannin.
most wines are done in oak barrels.
Are they? Okay.
I believe so.
But yeah, it's definitely muted.
I like
then.
wine, but I'm not that,
that's your
that
thing.
into it. But welcome to Wine OKC.
Winos. Okay.
Is that ice weiss finish on a bourbon? It is bourbon finished in an ice wine barrel.
Yeah. It is the finish on it is the intense flavors fade pretty quick, but what it leaves you with is like you've just had a bottle of white wine.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, just that's the aftertaste.
That's probably a top 5 bottle for me.
Absolutely.
I love that. It is so easy to drink. It's good.
I don't like wine, and that is amazing.
I think if you like wine, you're gonna like it. If you like bourbon, you're gonna like it. I mean, I see, and that's what's funny. Like, I drank it today. I don't like everybody's like, oh, it drinks like Mike was saying, it drinks like 118, 120. I don't agree. Mm-hmm. I think it's pretty spot on at 106.
I think it's a lot smoother than that.
Way smoother. I mean, but it's also
I've had 90 proof stuff that drank hotter than that.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Okay, now I get the peppercorn. It's funny.
I think it's just part of that rice spice you get on the back end.
Yeah,
peppercorn with the rice spice.
Yeah,
for sure.
That is just fantastic.
It's really good. If you can find a bottle of this, good luck. But this is awesome. You must grab it. It's just something unique, interesting. Who knows if they will do it again? I mean, I would hope so. Something tells me batch 1 is probably going to be the best. So if you can find a batch 1, I would do so.
Yeah. And
ask around.
Bourbon Buddy Barry, if you're watching, and you other guys here in Oklahoma City, reach out to us. We're going to build a bar outside, and we'd like to get a couple people, a couple of us together, and do a little bottle share, maybe everybody film, and have some good stuff. This will be a good one to bring because it's hard to find.
Yep.
If you have the opportunity, don't miss out on that one.
Veggie Powered.
Spend the money on that one.
Yeah. Veggie Powered says 12 years sober here in Clearwater, Florida, man. Good for you.
Good for you.
Hopefully you got all those coins, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Awesome.
If you need an attorney, I know a great attorney down there in Clearwater, Florida.
That's right. For all your legal needs.
Yeah. Headley Law Firm.
That's
Great
awesome,
guy.
man. Good
Great
for
guys.
you. Good for you.
Your TikTok just went to a picture.
Oak City Bourbon, we will message you next bottle share. What's happening?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Let
us know, Oak City
Bourbon. We will
Bourbon.
message you next bottle share. We do them quite a bit here. Lake Hefner. He lives in Lake Hefner.
Oh, you're not far.
I'm going to go fix this.
We're extreme North Edmond, so yeah, let us know. I know Bourbon Buddy Barry is 2 neighborhoods down from us. We're both off right by each other. And I believe Bourbon Sauce is close to us as well. Oh my God, look at that face.
I got to do puzzles.
Terrifying.
I got to do puzzles over here.
What?
Yeah, it's like it's going to go inactive.
Why does it?
I don't know. That's really dumb. I want to get a dedicated camera that hooks up to the computer.
Well, I think we can hook that up to your, and it'll broadcast directly to TikTok from my phone.
But can we also record it?
That's what I need to double check. If it will record at the same time, then yes, we need to do that, and we can eliminate that. If you have a DJI Osmo Pocket 3, let us know if it'll do both at the same time. We continue to stumble our way through.
Well, it's just trying to figure out all this equipment.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not professionals.
How many we went through so many different audio, so much audio. It was not even funny.
This guy goes, "I want to sue the city of Largo. What is the guy's number?" I don't know if we're going to get into that here on this live.
This is not a legal channel.
No, this is a bourbon channel. All right. The moment of truth. Barrell Dwayne Poor's pick out of 10. And what you paid? It's 99 for both.
Paid the same, yeah. Okay. We paid the same. Honestly, I'm going to rate it higher than I would have a year ago. I would say 6.5.
It's a 6.8. It's a 5 for me.
You think so?
It's a 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. It's too hot because there's not a lot going on in there. It's super hot.
It's too hot. That's the problem. If it was a little better,
I mean, if it was like a 105 or a 110 proof, or as you said, sat in the bottle or in the barrel for longer, I think it would be good. But yeah, for me, it's like a 5. I mean, yeah, it's just okay. Ice wine.
I'm gonna say a 9.
I'm at a 9.5, dude.
Really?
Oh yeah. I think it's one.
I was gonna say like 9, 9.2.
Yeah, and I was like, it's funny because Jance knows us better than most. I mean, he's been on the podcast twice. If you've watched some of the other ones in the season, and like he knows probably better than most what we like and what we don't like. So when he goes, "I have something for your podcast that I think you're going to really like," I was like, "Man, I hope he's right." And dude,
he was right.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Thank you, Jance of the Wine Barrel.
If you don't know what you like, go talk to Jance. Tell him he'll talk to you and he will steer you in the right direction.
But again, that's what we always talk about. Like, go talk to these people that own these liquor stores. Like,
build a relationship.
Go see Clint at the Whiskey Cabinet. Go see Jess at Expressway. Go see Steve at Royal. Jason at Modern. Like, make these relationships because if you're just getting into the game, they can help you. If you're in the game and you're looking for stuff, befriending them is only going to help your...
Cody at Modern Liquor, or Cody at George's as well. Sorry.
Yeah, so, I mean, these people are only going to help you in your kind of bourbon journey.
And every one of them is approachable. They will talk to you. They're more than happy to do it. No, none of these people are like, "Look, I don't have time," or they will stop what they're doing and talk to you and help you.
Yep, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else we want to mention? I know we talked a lot last week kind of about the bourbon hunting that we did.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to shout out Coffee Creek Wine Shop. Head in there. Mention the podcast, so get a 10% discount. Go see the friends that we've mentioned in the podcast. Just kind of go meet people. Go do your due diligence.
Yeah, and if you've been to Coffee Creek and it's been over a year, go back in. They have really stepped up their game. They're owned by a restaurant group now that does a lot of stuff. So they're going to have some pretty sweet barrel picks coming out here this year. Yep. So keep checking back in with them. Kenny over there, they're amazing. The whole staff, they're great people. It's not the same owners it used to be.
Yep.
These people are more focused on their customers. They're polite. Their prices are right. They're not there to rip you off. They do have allocation sales, but most of the time they will just put them out. They have a room in the back that's open, and you can go back there and check them out, and they'll have them up there, or some of their allocations will be up behind the countertop.
Yeah.
So
again, it's all about
mention
Bourbon
the
Buddy
podcast.
Barry.
There he is.
There he is. That's our guy
Barry.
right there. What's up, Barry?
You're going to want to try this, Barry.
Yeah. Shoot me a line, and we'll get you over to try this at some point. I mean, We're not really doing anything for the rest of today. So anyway, this ice wine is phenomenal. Go give a follow to Bourbon Buddy Barry. I met him at the Whiskey Cabinet here in Edmond. Super, super nice guy, stand-up guy. Him and his wife were in there, and I was like, I could sit here and talk to Barry for hours, but my wife will kill me, so I have to go home. Anyway, any final thoughts, comments, concerns, criticisms, questions, accolades?
No. Did a little bourbon hunting yesterday in Wichita. Got a lot of stuff to talk about up there. They got some pretty amazing projects going on up there that Oklahoma's Able Commission won't allow.
Brandon. Our boy Brandon.
All right.
Their whole family's sick. You know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah. They all got the flu.
Oh,
sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, so derailed me. No, but anyway, if you are up in Wichita or you're traveling through Kansas up I-35, Burghardt Liquor, you got to stop in there and talk to those guys. Fantastic, and gals, fantastic people. Big liquor store. Some really cool projects that they've done that nobody else has done.
Yes. Very interesting stuff.
If you're into like craft beers that have unique flavors and stuff, they're canning their own beer right there in front of you. They also have got some great barrel picks, and their allocations, they put them out in a case.
And what's the name of it?
Burghardt,
and it's in Hayesville.
No, that's Tom's.
Oh.
Burghardt's is in Wichita proper.
Okay.
Tom's is in Hayesville, and Tom's does a lot of barrel picks. It's got a lot of barrel picks.
And it seems like their liquor laws up in Kansas are a little better.
They're a lot better than ours. But anyway, if you go through, check those two places out, especially Burghardt. Those guys are fantastic, and they got some pretty phenomenal stuff. And if it might sound familiar, Bruzel stopped in there and checked it out, and it was the bigger place that he went to. So.
Also, I'm going to say one last thing. If you know where to find Four Roses experimental series, like the 4 letters, like OESB or whatever it is, let us know. I'd like to go.
Wichita has not gotten them yet. Oklahoma City. One
place
Georgia's got a couple cases, and they weren't supposed to have had them, but they were supposed to be released in January, and we still haven't seen them yet.
Correct.
And nobody knows when.
I would like to try.
Damn you, Capital Liquor, or whoever distributes Four Roses in Oklahoma.
Barry hasn't seen them yet either.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
No, Barrel needs to make more of this. It needs to be more available.
Hungarian. We need to get a bottle of Hungarian ice wine and
try it. See, check it out.
All right, are you ready, my friend?
I'm ready.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this bourbon journey through OKC. Remember, there is a world of bourbon out there waiting to be explored, one sip at a time. Until next time, keep your glasses full and your spirits high. Cheers.
Cheers.